Good afternoon. Let's see some questions, grammar questions from the English language teaching exam. So the first question is, what does the following sentence express? She can't be in Italy because I saw her in the supermarket yesterday. A. Inability. B. Prohibition. C. Positive deduction. And D. Negative deduction. So which one is the right answer? So let me briefly talk about must and can't, which we call, so this is deduction. Now this is deduction. Okay, so must, we use must to say that we feel sure something is true. Okay, we feel sure that something is true. Let's give an example. Let's say for example, you have been traveling all day. You must be tired. You must be tired. So let me write this example. You've been traveling all day. So you have been traveling all day. You must be tired. I'm sure that you are tired. So you must be tired. So this one must, this is deduction, positive. Okay, you must be tired. This one is a negative deduction. Let's give an example. Let's say for example, you have just had lunch. You can't be hungry already. All right? Another example, they haven't lived here for very long. They can't know many people. They cannot know many people. Okay? So that's briefly deduction. So we have must and we have can't. Let me write one example. They haven't lived here. They haven't lived here for a long time. So they can't know many people. They can't know many people. Here we have can't. This is for negative deduction. So when we talk about deduction, we have must and we have can't. So what is the right answer here? The right answer is this one. Talk about negative deduction. Okay, now let's see another question. Let's see this question. Please choose the correct sentence. Choose the correct sentence. A. Okay, we say the man wears. So here we are talking about the adjectives. We are talking about adjectives order. Adjectives word order. So let me give you adjectives. So I give you example. Big. So the man wears a. So we have big, and we have red, and we have fashionable. Okay, and we have Moroccan. So Moroccan, and then we have the last one is wool. You see, wool. And then hats. So which adjective comes first? Which one comes second? The man wears. So the question here is choose the correct sentence. The man wears a fashionable big red Moroccan wool hat. B. The man wears a big fashionable Moroccan red wool hat. C. The man wears a fashionable Moroccan big red wool hat. And D. The man wears a wool Moroccan red fashionable big hat. So which one is the right answer? So when we talk about adjectives, word order, first of all, we distinguish between opinion adjectives and then we have fact adjectives. So we have opinion adjectives, all right, and then we have fact adjectives. Okay? So, opinion adjectives, for example, nice, delicious, beautiful, interesting, and so on. So we call opinion. Nice, interesting, etc. When we talk about facts, so we talk about other adjectives like long, red. We'll talk more about fact adjectives. Now, the first rule is opinion usually comes before facts. Okay? So opinions they come first. And then facts. When we talk about fact adjectives, so let me write here facts adjectives. So the first, we put fact adjectives in this order. The first one, how big? How big? It means talking about the size. Okay, that's the first one. How big? That's number one. Number two, Number 2, how old? It means the age. So that's number 2. So number 1, how big? Number 2, how old? Number 3, what color? What color? When you talk about color, that's number 3. Number 4, where from? Nationality or the origin. Where from? That's number 4. Number 5, what is it made of? What is it made of? That is to say the material. The material. From wool or wood, etc. That's number 5. And then plus noun. Now, here. So the man wears a. First of all, the opinion adjective, which is fashionable. Fashionable. So that's number 1. Then, we don't have this one. We don't have this. We have color. So we have red, right? Sorry. First one is this one. Big. So the size. So, this is number 2. And then, color. Number 3. And then, where from? Moroccan, that's number 4. Right? And then lastly, what is it made of? The material is wool. So that's number 5. So the man wears a fashionable, big, red wool hat. Okay? So that is the right answer. Okay, now let's move to another question. Question number 3. So the question number 3 is, choose the correct option to complete the sentences. Choose the correct option to complete the sentence. Choose the correct option to complete the sentence. So we have a student and a teacher. So here we have student, and then here we have teacher. Students. It's true. It is true that it took. It is true that it took. Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison ages to invent the light bulb. Ages to invent the light bulb. That's the student. Now teacher. Yes. when he finally succeeded. Yes, when he finally succeeded. He, and then we have blanks. He on it for about 10 years. Okay, so the options. A, must have worked. B, had been working. C, have worked. And D, would be working. So what do you think? Which one is the right answer here? Okay. Briefly, let me talk about past perfect continuous. Okay, past perfect continuous. Past perfect continuous. Past perfect continuous. Let me give an example. So let's say, for example, I think need to write it here. Let me erase this. So let me explain here like this. So here we have past. Okay, this is past. And we are here now. Now, this is past perfect continuous. I had been doing. Had been doing. That's the form of the present perfect, past perfect continuous. So we are here. This is a past, and we are here. This means before. Should be here. Are here. Right? I'm going to give you an example. So here I had been doing. Now let's say, for example, I'll give you an example. At last, the bus came. Okay, at last, the bus came. With A. I had been waiting. I had been waiting. I had been waiting. I had been waiting for 20 minutes. For 20 minutes. So we can say that past perfect continuous is used when something had been happening for a period of time before something else happened. Okay, before something else happened. So when the bus, here when the bus came, I had been waiting. So this action happens before this action and in the past. We are talking in the past. Okay? I hope it's clear for the past perfect continuous. I repeat, you can say that something had been happening for a period of time before something else happened. So, what about the question? So the right answer is, so it's true that it took Thomas Edison ages to invent the light bulb. When he finally succeeded, he had been working. So that this action happens before this one. All right? And it was happening for a period of time. For a period of time before another action happened. So when he finally succeeded, he had, so B, he had been working on it for about 10 years. I hope it's clear. Let's move to another question. Okay, so let's see this question. This sentence had been notified earlier. This sentence had been notified earlier okay, had been okay, capitalize H had been notified earlier he would attend today's meeting. He would attend today's meeting. Okay, so the question is, this sentence is A or B, C or D. A, conditional 3. B, mixed conditionals. Mixed conditional, sorry. Mixed conditional 1 and 2. Conditional 1 and conditional 2. C, mixed conditional conditional. 2 and 3. And lastly, none, not a conditional sentence. Not a conditional sentence. So what do you think? So if I had and a past participle, and then we have would have, right? Would have plus past participle. Would have plus past participle. Let's give an example. Let's say if I had known you were in hospital, I would have gone to visit you. It's an example. So if I had known you were in hospital, if I had known you were in hospital, okay, I would have gone to visit you. I would have gone, you see, to visit you. That's conditional 3. And here we have had been. Had been, it's the same if I had been. Okay, so if I had been notified. So this one is conditional. This is conditional 3. But here we have would attend. And this is conditional 2. This is conditional 2. Conditional 2. So the right answer is mixed conditional 2 and 3. So I hope you have learned from today's lesson. Please leave me a comment or questions if you have any, and I hope to see you next class. So thank you and goodbye.